Hi. In my previous videos I was talking about neuroplasticity and growth mindset and what an incredible tool it is and how empowering it is to know about it and to understand it. Tonight I'd like to talk about how you transmit it, how you teach it to children. I think most parents, when they're bringing children up, do the very best they can at the time they're doing it with the knowledge and the tools they have. I'm saying this because I look back on my own childhood, and when my father died, my mother remarried and the whole family moved from France to England, and I hated it. So I was sent back to France to school, where I stayed for a very, very long time on my own. My parents were not at all scholastic. They'd been English people living in France and they didn't speak French at all well. They hadn't even got a clue what class we were in. And they didn't care. They just said, oh yes, well that's very nice, darling, that's okay. And my little friends used to think this was incredibly lucky for me not to have parents always breathing down my neck and wondering what my grades were and everything. But I didn't see it quite that way. I would have liked someone to have taken an interest and to say, you know, that's good, or you can improve on this, or you did improve on that. Anyway, fast forward, the years went by and I got married, had children, and I've been lucky enough to have two lots of children, older children and younger children. But right from the get-go, I thought, well, I'm not going to do things the same way that my parents did. I believe very strongly that when you love people, you need to tell them that. And life can be tough, it can be challenging, and it can knock the stuffing out of people. So what I also believe is that if you start off with a good reserve of love, trust, praise and confidence in yourself, and confidence that you're a good person and that you're lovable, well, that's good. It kind of equips you for what life is going to fling at you. So this is what I set off to do. And more particularly with my two youngest children. And when the first one started kindergarten, she was a wonderful surprise to everybody. She'd come back with brownie points, top of the class and everything. And this went on for several years. And I would say, wow, that is so good. You are so great. I'm so proud of you. And furthermore, I would tell everybody, and I'd tell them in front of her. And I was sincere. I mean, I really was proud of her. But things didn't turn out quite the way I was intending them to, as they very often don't. When she got a little bit older, she had to leave the kindergarten school and go to another school. And as unluck would have it, she got very badly bullied by a girl there, and this went on for the whole of her first term, except she didn't tell us and we didn't know. But worse, she had a horrible teacher, one of those old school, rigid, in a way uneducated brain, certainly not emotionally intelligent, who was very unkind to her. When her first essay came back, it was not good. And this was a big shock because this had never happened before. And it happened a second time. And it happened again. And that really was a big shock. Then the woman asked her, in front of the whole class, why it was so bad. She said to her, you are not up to our standard. And that one very painful for her incident just kind of demolished everything she believed about herself up to then. In fact, it hit her so hard that she developed a limiting belief which she's carried through the rest of her school years. And it just takes very, very little to derail someone's confidence. She developed a fixed mindset about her ability to write French. Despite the fact that her spelling is absolutely faultless and French spelling is very, very difficult, nothing can get that out of her head. So really, when you see my story and how everything I was trying to do with the best of intentions backfired, that is a very good example of how not to do it. It has two bad results. A, the child stops trying, but even worse, the child starts feeling not enough and really that is the most painful way to go through life. So in another video I'm going to be doing, following on that, I'm going to show you what Carol Dweck advises we do instead. What you should say to the children, how you should structure your praise, because I'm absolutely not saying you shouldn't compliment them. I'm a firm believer in making them feel as valuable and as loved as possible. So I do hope that was a little introduction, and that maybe it's been helpful. Maybe it showed you what you might be doing wrong with the best of intentions. So I hope you like this, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.